First of all, I'm going to start off this video by saying you are beautiful no matter what. No matter what you look like, you are. I just got done watching a video from Stephanie Lange. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, but I'll put her name in the description box down below if you want to check out her videos, because they deal a lot with societal pressures for beauty standards and stuff like that. I find her stuff really interesting, but it's basically everybody looks the same. That's what I'm hearing a lot. Everybody's starting to look the same because the beauty standards are so strict as far as what is considered beautiful, that you have to have various things done in order to fit that aesthetic. I know when I was young, I was bullied really badly, but there was no social media back then for me to be able to really understand what was wrong with me, besides the fact that my classmates said I was ugly. So therefore I'm standing in front of the mirror like picking myself apart, and I would tell my mom, I hate my nose, I want to get my nose done, I need a nose job. And she's like, your nose is fine, you know. And I went for years hating my nose and wanting to change it. And now that I'm an adult, I don't think that I need my nose done at all. I think it's perfectly fine and fits my face as it should. But because I didn't have anything to go on, I was just picking at anything. So that's a good lesson to learn. But the fact that we did not have social media back then, thank God, because it would have been so much worse. But it just seems like it's all the same kind of things, you know, like the buccal fat removal. There for a while, people were doing the fox eye thing, Botox fillers, you know, all that kind of stuff to make your face look a certain way. And it seems like that aesthetic is kind of like an angular, thin face, with exotic features, basically. And there's a small percentage of people that fit that naturally. The rest of us have been, you know, we're like a melting pot, you know. I did one of those DNA things a long time ago and just found that I was like a mix of two or three different things. But what Stephanie said in her video was really interesting, and it's such a good point, and I had never ever thought of this before, is that you look the way you look because of where your ancestors are from. People in different countries, their features would change in order to help you survive the climate. Like, she mentioned, you know, if someone has a wider nose, it might be because their ancestors were from like a humid climate, and they needed to be able to have bigger nostrils to be able to breathe. Or some people from sunny places might have more hooded eyes because it helps shield their eyes from the sun. It's just like anything else that evolves and changes over time. You know, it's not just animals, it's people too. So the reason why your features are what they are is just a mix of features from your ancestors. So that's basically what she was talking about. I had never thought of it that way. You know, I just thought you're born how you're born and it's whatever, you know. But it really does make sense that you would look the way you look because of where your ancestors are from. And she gave a couple of different examples of people that were beautiful the way that they were. I think one example was the Roman nose, the nose that kind of comes out and has a bump and has a lower tip. It's called a Roman nose, and I can't remember why she said that where they were from, there's a reason for that, but she was saying, you know, that's actually a beautiful nose. And she showed various pictures of women with this nose, and they were actually gorgeous. I mean, beautiful. It made them very exotic and something that you don't see every day, and set them apart from everybody else. And I know that a lot of those girls that have that want to immediately get their nose done ASAP because they don't see it that way. But look at your features in the mirror and really take stock of your beauty. And I believe that every single person is beautiful in their own way. Whether, you know, it doesn't matter. There's something about you that is beautiful. So now we've gotten to the point where those kind of different, what I would say is beautiful features that set you apart, that make you different, that make people notice you, those are being erased. And it's just so sad to see those things go away. And really a lot of those procedures are not for the best anyways, like the buccal fat thing, right? I mean, it might work on somebody who has a really round face and they have that extra fat in their cheeks that they could afford to get rid of some of it. But if you already have a thin face and you just want to get it done to make your face look more angular and like a model, if you do that to your face now, when you age and get older, you are going to look so much older than what you are. And you'll regret doing it. And it's a trend. It is a trend. Every single thing that comes around goes around. Like the fox eye thing, I saw so many people, models and people that got these fox eyes. Now you do not see it as much. It was a trend. It was. The buccal fat removal thing, you saw that so much. Everybody was pointing it out. Now you don't see it as much because people start to, you know, it's like a big thing and everybody wants to do it because that's the, you know, the cool thing to do now. And then you see people down the road go, don't do that. Look at how much older I look. And then people are like, oh, okay, we're not going to do that anymore, you know, and because it's a trend. It is. You don't want your face or your body to be a trend. It comes and it goes, and it's too late. You've already done it. You know, same thing with the BBL thing. Everybody talks about the BBL. I don't know how many people have done this. And they get so carried away with it. I don't even like the thought of people having it done because it's very dangerous, but you could have it done and be more conservative with how much you put in there. But people go in for like 2, 3, 4 rounds, and now all of a sudden their butt doesn't match their legs, and it's so obvious. And what do you think? All that weight back there, what do you think is going to happen when you get older? It's going to stack like anything else. Those butt cheeks are going to be around the back of your ankles. I mean, what are you going to do? Don't even get me started on the silicone shots. I can't believe anybody would still be doing that, but people do it. I mean, they're so desperate to have that feature that they're willing to put toxic things in their body that could kill you. That's the level of desperation. I'm telling you, this BBL thing, it came on strong. It's not going to be the thing. It's not. It's already starting to go downhill, but it's not going to be a thing anymore. People aren't going to be doing this. The same thing back in the 90s. when Pam Anderson was on Baywatch and she had these big, big boobs, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted these huge boobs. And they were getting them, and then they were like, okay, now my clothes don't fit, my shirt doesn't fit, I don't, my proportions are off, and it's so obvious that you've done this, and now what are you gonna do? I mean, you can have them taken out, but you have done something that you are going to have to reverse later because you went crazy with it, because that's the way she was, and she was the beauty standard. Everybody wanted to look like Pam Anderson. She was gorgeous. So that's what people did. And it also got me to thinking as well, say you had these certain procedures done to your face. Say you had your nose done, you had the buccal fat, you did all the stuff, and you find somebody and you fall in love and you have a baby together. Your baby is a part of you. I don't know about you, but when I had my kids, like, I just bawled and cried because I was so emotional, and I loved them, every single part of them. You know, I thought they were the most beautiful babies I had ever seen in my life, and that's what you're gonna think. Your little baby, your cute little baby is gonna come out, and you're gonna go, oh my God, my baby is beautiful, gorgeous, the prettiest baby I've ever seen. Every parent does that. And then that baby is gonna grow, and they're gonna get older, and their features change a lot, trust me. Your kids, when they're a baby, they're gonna change their features several times in their life. Like when I had my daughter, she looked like me for a long time. And then when she hit about 12, 13, she started looking like her dad. And that's just how it goes. But when you have this little baby and you love it so much and you think it's so beautiful, if that baby had a feature of yours, say the nose, say a Roman nose, that baby has a Roman nose, are you going to look at that baby and say, that is so ugly? My child is so ugly with that nose. Like, she needs to get it done, or he needs to get it done, get that off of there. You are not going to think that. Your child might think that. Your child might be heavily influenced by the media and want to have their nose done. And what are you going to say as a parent to that kid? Are you going to say, yeah, you need it done. Girl, you need it done. Or boy, you need it done. It looks awful. No, you're not going to say that. You're going to look at your beautiful child and say, don't change anything. Don't change anything. But now that child is not going to have your features. Nobody is going to be able to look at your child and say, oh yeah, I see you in your baby, because you've gotten rid of it. I think there just needs to be a lot of pullback on stuff. I think if something really, 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 really bothers you, like it's a problem, like it's gotten to the part where it's like a real medical problem, or you're severely, severely depressed about it. I mean, it is your body. You can do what you want. But just give it a second thought. Just think about it for a minute. And if you still want to do it, if you still have had these feelings for years and you want to do it, do it. But don't expect for yourself to have something done and automatically you're gonna feel like you think you're gonna feel. You could have something done and go, oh, I really don't like it now, or I wish I wouldn't have had that done. Do what you want, but my mom always told me, don't have surgery unless you have to. And I have to agree with her. We didn't agree on very many things, but we agree on that. You are you because you're unique. Nobody else is going to look like you except your family, and that's a good thing. I think that's why when I look back at the supermodels in the 80s and 90s, they were all gorgeous in their own way, but there were so many different faces and different types of body shapes and faces and just like different eyes, and there were so many different aspects of beauty to look at. It was so much more entertaining back then. And it's like seeing the same person. If you're interested in that, which I like fashion and stuff. No, you wouldn't be able to tell, but yeah, you would. It was so much different back then. It's like looking at the same face. It's like looking at the same person, but with different skin tone. You know, they're all having the same procedures done, and let's get back to where it used to be, where you can admire people from different nationalities and appreciate their God-given face and their facial structure. Please try to give yourself grace. Please try to love yourself. I know it's hard, especially with these trolls out here that want to be mean to people online. You should be ashamed of yourself. Because those are all people that wouldn't say those kind of things to your face, and it's because they feel so bad about themselves. So I know that's especially harder for younger girls and boys to not pay attention to that, but trust me, these people are usually nobody that would even dare to come up to you in public and say something like that. So just try to appreciate yourself. Try to appreciate what you have. Try to appreciate the fact that hopefully you're a healthy person, and you're all beautiful. So I hope this resonates with some of you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.